there is something huge with AI, but very few people see it or articulate it. Why? Because when you ask people what they want to do with AI, like 99% of people say, I want to save time and I want to automate stuff I don't like to do. Sorry, but I think it's missing the point. Like, first and foremost, saving time doesn't mean anything. You don't save time. Time flows, right? You spend time. You don't save it. And I think the best thing you can wish is to spend it the way you want. Still, I think it's missing the point because actually what AI does, it amplifies power. Let me show you what and how. And it matters because if you understand that, you will be able to leverage AI in a more effective manner, not to save time, not to automate stuff you don't like to do, but really to amplify your power and reach freedom. Oh, let me rephrase that. Increase your level of freedom. So quickly, this is what we will see. Everything starts with knowledge because at the end of the day, generative AI is a very effective tool to process and leverage knowledge, right? So start with knowledge, then action that creates feedback, and we will see the intelligence loop that is stimulated by AI, amplified by AI, especially AI systems. And that leads to power. This chain here, that is also a loop, leads to power that is the condition of freedom. Okay, so let's roll. Let's start with what I call the engine of power, which is the knowledge that becomes progress and that opens the path to more power. How is that so? First and foremost, with regard to knowledge, there are three main states for any subject matter, right? First one is you're blind. You don't know that the knowledge about a topic exists, okay? The second stage is awareness and starting consuming knowledge, which means you know there is some knowledge about a subject matter you're interested in, and so you start consuming it. Typically in AI, most people are there. They're watching videos, consuming content, not necessarily taking action, by the way. So they're accumulating knowledge without really using it. And then the third stage is actually applying knowledge and what I call cycling, which means using the knowledge. And we'll see that when you start using knowledge, something interesting happens. And so for whatever subject, you most likely stand in one of these buckets. Whatever you position with regard to knowledge, whether you don't know it, but whether you know it, as long as you don't use the knowledge, it's basically useless, right? Because only action turn the potential of knowledge into results, and I would say into feedbacks, which means you have some knowledge, you use it, and the world gives you some feedback. And that's action that actually triggered a progress loop, which means you use some knowledge to get feedback from the world that will either validate the knowledge, invalidate it, deepen it, or refine it, eventually expand it, and create new knowledge. And that's some sort of loop here. And that's this loop that allows you to improve knowledge, find stuff that you actually didn't know and start consuming this and improving the body of knowledge, etc. Each turn, it compounds. And let me define what compounding means. In this case, compounding means each turn of this loop makes the next one faster and better and produces new knowledge that re-enter the loop. And that means it builds on itself and usually faster than people expect. And that's how you can achieve a new state. So the key idea here is that knowledge without action doesn't matter, which means if you're spending time consuming YouTube video without trying to do stuff with what you've learned, basically you're wasting time. Or to take another example, if you're learning AI stuff, but you're not really using AI for what matters in your life, you're wasting time, not saving time. So that was the knowledge loop and how to turn knowledge into actual progress. Now, how do you go from progress to power, to freedom? Here is how. This progress loop, expanding, refining, improving knowledge based on action. It's actually the definition of intelligence. And let me give you a definition of intelligence. Intelligence is your capability of correcting your behavior based on new knowledge acquired through taking action with the existing knowledge you have. Okay, so that's not IQ. It's more a practical, operational definition of intelligence. It's how well you turn action into better action. How well you turn knowledge into action, into new knowledge that improve your action, right? The rate of intelligence is how fast you can run this correction loop. So if you take a step back, the whole game is to get the proper knowledge you need to make things happen, use it so that you can deepen it, improve it, validate it, expand it, and improve your action, change your behavior so that you get more of the output you want. The speed at which you run this loop and change your behavior is basically your intelligence. So intelligence changes how you act, and that's what turns into power. But let's define what power means. Power is your capability to bend reality to your vision and will by direct, indirect, or mediated means. Direct is you acting and doing stuff and making things happen. Indirect is you controlling resources, assets, people who will make stuff you want happen. Mediated means using tools, systems, and so on to make things happen the way you want, the way you envision it. And power is actually a condition of freedom. How is that? Let's first define freedom. So the freedom is the capacity to act on your own vision, on your own terms, rather than being pushed around by outside forces. And it's never absolute. It's always a level of relative freedom, right? How is it coupled with power? Little power, which means little capacity to bend reality to your vision and your will, tends to mean little freedom, okay? And so if we take a step back and think about the arc, what I call the arc of freedom, Hegel, the philosopher, showed that across history, human collectively has tended toward ever greater freedom. That's a movement of history. And I think the exact word is something like the universal history is the progress of the consciousness of freedom. I think that's the quote. Not sure. Now, that's collectively. If you see democracy, all states have evolved in a broad manner, okay, you can object that, yeah, it's relative freedom, but in a broader manner, it tends to more freedom or more consciousness of freedom. Now, from a personal perspective, if you read Spinoza, freedom is not the absence of causes, but it's acting from your own nature. So power and freedom are one movement. To be free is to act from what you truly are, okay? Power is bending the reality to your vision and to your will, which means bending the reality to who you really are. Freedom is to act as such. So if you want to truly be yourself and to realize your potential to express your being, that is power and that is freedom, okay? Now, if I take a step back, why do we start businesses? We start businesses to own our mean of production. We start businesses to have an asset that allows us to make our vision a reality. Growing a business is an act of will and power. We want to grow a business to get more power and get more freedom. Money is one of the modality, but at the end of the day, at some points, the game is not just about money because you don't need that much money to be materially satisfied. At the end of the day, growing our business is to realize who we are, to shade the reality to our vision. We have a vision. We want to have an impact on the world. That's why we create businesses. So creating and growing business is an act of power and a quest of freedom. Now, the last philosopher that I like to quote or that have influenced my thought is Nietzsche, right? Of course, this act of freedom is an act of will. It's not a given. Even if collectively the level of freedom has kind of increased, like the state protector of freedoms as a trend, actually it's not a given. You need to take effort, you need to take action. It's an act of will. Increasing your power, increasing your freedom is an act of will. You need to seize it. You need to take action on it. Okay, so here, just using this philosopher to connect all these concepts, like knowledge through action, create powers, increase power, that is a condition of freedom. You see how this is connected. Now, going back to some more grounded considerations, now that we have established the link between knowledge, action, power, and freedom, let's go back to AI. The real power of AI for us, especially if you're a business owner or if you're an achiever, the real power of AI is that it's a leverage that speeds the engine of power. Okay, remember, the engine of power is this loop. It's the knowledge loop. Knowledge through action create better, deeper knowledge that allows you to bend the reality to your will and to have an impact on the world. Power. And doing so, increase your freedom, right? That's the connection. This loop is the engine of power. And AI speed up this loop. Not only speed up this loop, but change the quality of the loop as well. That is, if you use AI correctly, which means if you stop just considering AI as either a Wikipedia, asking dumb stuff to ChatGPT, lots of people still do this, or a tool to do small stuff, like automate small tasks and stuff like this. When you ask ChatGPT or Claude to write you an email or this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm not saying it's no value here, but I'm saying it's missing the point. Like there is a way more powerful to use AI, and I call this AI operating system. And when you use an AI as an AI system, an AI operating system, it speeds up the loop that is the engine of power. Let's first define what an AI operating system is. An AI operating system is a LLM, large language model. That's the AI model. That's the engine that work inside a frame that is called agentic harness. Basically, that gives the LLM capabilities to correct LLM flows and increase LLM efficacy. And the third component of an AI operating system is the way you organize your stuff, your files, your folder, to use the agentic harness the best manner possible to make the large language model do stuff the way you want. That's an AI operating system. The AI operating system becomes a catalyst of intelligence and power, which means it manages and speeds up the whole intelligence process. end to end, which means it acquire knowledge, structure it, prepare it for action, for use, resurface it when the context requires it, execute on it, collect the feedbacks, which means collect the results of the execution on the knowledge, the application of the knowledge, and then based on that, improve and refine knowledge or create new knowledge. And all this faster and faster. It speeds up, cleanups, and amplifies both the way you operate day to day and the way you think day to day. And it scales with your own intelligence, which means in a concrete manner, everything you see or do is captured by your AI operating system, processed through it, makes relevant to your context, your goals, what you want to achieve, and so on, and then structured, stored, and made ready for implementation. All this managed by the AI operating system. When you have to actually do stuff, it does it using the proper knowledge and following the proper processes to create a result, create an output. Okay, and that's how the AI operating system actually run these loops, this engine of power, the knowledge loop, knowledge, action, feedback, new knowledge, better knowledge, expanding knowledge, and better outputs. That's how it progressively takes over the work, so you can progressively step back from some aspect of what you do in the work to focus your attention on where you actually matters. Now, just opening some perspective. I mentioned here the core framework, which is my framework to say capture, observe, refine, evolve. And what this means is that you start with an AI operating system that run the knowledge loop, the knowledge management process, and I've covered that in a video in the past, which means it runs the capture of knowledge, structure of knowledge, evaluation of knowledge, preparation of knowledge for action, and then crossing the gap between knowledge and action. And so that means using the knowledge and doing stuff with this knowledge, collecting the feedback, refining the knowledge layer, and taking better action in the next loop, the next run, okay? So that's level one of an AI operating system. Then when you use an AI operating system, you will see there is another level. I call it a meta system, because at some point, you want an AI system that actually supervises the AI system, manage it, correct it, refine it, improve it, right? And so that's the core framework, okay? You want an AI system that captures what the AI system does, that observe all the AI operating system perform, and then that improves, clean up the AI operating system itself, and then make it evolve, okay? So it's all about maintenance and improvement of the system. So you want a system that maintains and improves a system. That's the next level. And I will cover that in the next video. So when I assemble everything, that's the engine of power. The sequence and the loop that brings you from knowledge to freedom through power, and how actually the key point of AI, and in particular, if you're using an AI operating system, the key point is to accelerate these cycles. Now, going back to the general picture, in whatever subject you're considering, there are stuff you don't know. Then there are stuff you learn, knowledge you acquire, but that's not enough. You need then to apply them, and that's applying and citing. That's where you want to go. For any dimension of the business, there are stuff you know, there are stuff you don't know. You want to learn the stuff you don't know, you want to apply the stuff you know, because knowledge without action is useless. And so what you want to ensure that you improve knowledge through action, and you use the knowledge to do stuff, get feedback, and run this loop, validate, invalidate, deepen, expand, create the intelligence loop. And you want to speed up this loop. And so to do this, you want to use an AI operating system that's in charge of collecting knowledge, ensuring knowledge is used, collecting the feedback, and speeding up this loop. And that's the conditions of power, which means bending reality to your will. And that works at a personal level, but that works as a business level as well. This power is the condition of freedom. So the loop really is the engine of power and freedom. The AI, and in particular AI operating system, if you use an AI operating system, is the best accelerant of this loop. And that is the real value you can get from AI. Not saving time, not automating stuff you don't like, not asking it to write emails, all that stuff, but accelerating the engine of power, accelerating the knowledge action loop, ensuring that action is taken on knowledge that creates new knowledge that improves action, iteratively. Everything shaped and directed by the goal. And you could say the goal at the end of the day is the expression of your being. I mean, the goal you pursue define who you are. And if you pick the goal properly, you should pick a goal that resonates with who you are. Or let's be more accurate, that resonates with who you could be. A goal you pick is your potential you want to realize. It's a materialization, a concrete manner to define who you want to be. And once again, that's related to the definition of power, bending the reality to who you are or who you could be. And it's a definition of power as well, which is expressing your potential and reinforcing who you really are. Act on your own vision, act on your own being.